What is up, family, friends, and folks? Finn Green here, checking in with another episode of the Green Street Podcast. And today I have our first recurring guest of the Green Street universe, and that is the great and powerful Belle Hampton. How you doing, Belle?
I'm doing pretty well. Yeah,
awesome.
I've just arrived in Brooklyn for like 2 days.
Yeah.
And I'm here. Yeah.
Yeah. Awesome. Back in the city after your summer living here.
Yes.
Yeah. So, to give a little bit of background, Belle Hampton is a recording artist currently based out of Princeton, New Jersey. She recently just put out her debut song, coming into the music game, coming in hot, and we are going to focus mainly on talking about that single, We've Been Waiting, and giving you guys all the info on this single. You know, go check it out. I'm going to have all the links. Yeah, we just want to get into it and talk about this song. So I guess right off the bat, it's been a few months now since the song came out, and how are you feeling about that big milestone in your career?
It feels like it was both a huge deal and also like a really small thing compared to like where I'm trying to go in the future. You know, like it feels so good to just have something out there under my name that people can look at, because I mean it shows that maybe I take it a little bit more seriously than just saying that I have all these big plans. It shows that I've actually done at least one small thing to start to get there. But I think it's also made me really just like look at the future more of like everything else that I can also do now that like I ripped off the Band-Aid.
Yeah.
And I think I kind of understand the process and the game of it a little bit more, and now I think I can like do it again and maybe not have it feel as big of a task, you know?
Yeah. Definitely. I think it's in a way kind of similar to like getting a tattoo, where like when I've got, you know, a lot of tattoos, and when you get one and you see it there on your skin, it's like, cool, that's a big milestone, and then you're like, oh, I could get so many more of these. And yeah, I think it's the same with music. When you kind of like kick down that door, really believe in yourself enough to like go through the process of recording and putting out a song, and then you realize how possible it is and how much more of it you want. So that's super cool. It's a cool place to be. So you were telling me that you were 13 when the ideas for this song first started to originate, and that is quite a while ago. So how, over many years and changes of your life, have the themes of this song developed, and where does it stand now as a junior in college, putting out your first single, this concept, these lyrical themes, We've Been Waiting? How is that all developed?
Okay, so yeah, like you said, I was 13 when I wrote like the part that you hear in the intro and the outro and the verses, and I guess kind of all of it. Though the lyrics were different, I don't know, they might still exist somewhere, but they're like, I think it's really obvious that like a 13-year-old wrote them. Like
No, I would not say that.
Well, but I don't know, like I feel like a lot of songs, like they kind of go, like an idea will come out. I say come out, where like I will write the idea, but sometimes it just like happens. So more recently, I'm more in my head about it, and I don't know if that's a good thing. But the verses changed, the chorus stayed the same. When I like changed the lyrics around, I don't know, I was like maybe 16, 17 when I changed the verses again. The chorus feels like it's vague enough where it can kind of apply to anything. It's like the ones with power, like that can be anything.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
I'm not really like being very specific. Like the ones with power can be kind of anything. I think like the verses really show maybe a time in my life when I was like feeling a little stuck, trying to get myself out of it. At least for me, sometimes when I write music, it's like telling myself the things that I need to hear. I don't know if that like applies to everybody, but yeah, I think I was really just like telling myself that like, yeah, there's all these things that you're unhappy with, and there's all these ways that you're unhappy with how the world is going and how your life is going, and you can sit and you can wallow there forever, or you can try and do something about it. At least wallow a little bit less. I don't know.
Yeah.
I wallow sometimes.
You're a wallower?
Yes.
Yeah. No, wallowing is tempting. It can be very tempting. Yeah. I have a couple different thoughts. One being that I think interestingly we can almost live and experience more of life and end up with lyrics that we wrote when we were younger taking on way more significance than we ever would have thought. And I think that is kind of ringing true to me of like a lot of the lyrics in this song, yes, maybe to some degree they're a little simplistic and like came from, a younger mind, but I think they're very applicable. As you experience more things, you're like, wow, like that feeling was in me and like I managed to express that in words as a young person, but now I understand it more. And now it's like, sometimes we're young and we start to like feel things and like be able to identify things that we don't even fully understand yet.
Or like the feeling is really strong.
Yeah.
And the feeling is almost like stronger than the words that you can put towards it at that point.
Exactly.
There's something so pure about feeling the feelings before the events have happened.
Yeah.
Or
like,
when they're happening like for the first time and like the first flavor of it. I don't
definitely,
know.
Yeah. And then that like the youthful expression then like marinates over time and like takes on more meaning and you can add more to it as you go. A lyric that really jumps out to me, a couple spots to talk about. One is the line, "Clearly waiting still isn't enough." Mm-hmm. And I really like that because, as you were saying, like it can be tempting to wallow, but it seems like for you as a person, making music is such a purpose and such a direction that can kind of like save you from the wallowing, where it's like you're processing these feelings, maybe feeling a little bit powerless, maybe, we've been waiting so long, there's these powers that just seem to never, stop their dominance over the world.
Yes.
But you're saying like waiting isn't enough. What are the things that make you feel like you're not just waiting and you're taking action?
Like in my life right now?
Yeah.
Oh boy.
We get deep on the Green Street podcast.
Well, sometimes it does feel like I'm waiting, and sometimes it doesn't. I'm continuously like building like a creative identity in my head. Yeah, like building that up before like even releasing anything or sharing anything. It's like solidifying my confidence in myself as a creative person and as a musician and a songwriter, etc. It's kind of more inwards, like the way ways that I'm not waiting. Because like obviously yes, like I'm writing music and I'm doing my very best to streamline the whole recording process and learn as much as I can along the way. But yeah, I think it's kind of like an internal thing. I wrote the chorus in a way where if you want to look at the outside world, you can. But like to me, it was also about like the inside world too.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
That's super meaningful. I think like what I've learned in my life is that so often when you feel the most powerless, that like reclaiming your power it's a lot of like work within yourself. And I think that sounds like sort of what you're saying with developing your identity of who you are as an artist and believing in yourself and like basically just being who you want to be.
Yeah.
Being more of who you want to be and like living into your vision of what you want for yourself.
Yeah, I also think a lot of my music goes like this sometimes where it's like a compassionate truth. That's how I try and view it sometimes. You could be really hard on yourself, which I'm good at doing. But
Me too.
I think a lot of people are. It's kind of like trying to say the truth, but like softly. Maybe like waiting isn't enough. I see you're starting to doubt a little bit. Like, like it's a gentle nudge instead of being like, like wake up, you complete like
instead
you complete
of like
idiot.
Rage Against the Machine.
Exactly.
Like,
It's like a slight nudge. I think that like even the way the song is like orchestrated and the way it's arranged.
Yeah.
Everything about it just sounds soft.
Oh, it's
like
beautiful.
There's nothing there's nothing about it that sounds like angry.
Yeah.
And I feel like that's kind of on purpose. It's kind of to create like a soft world.
I think my kind of like summation of some of these topics and energies in the song is like you can feel this powerlessness and frustration with how things are. A song like this and a sentiment like this gives you like the space to let that kind of be okay. And at the same time, a gentle nudge, a gentle reminder to like do the things that help you regain your feelings of power and of autonomy, and that kind of like 3-step process of like acknowledge it and then like have the space to then like make a change and gently kind of move your way towards the right things.
Yeah, I think the third verse, like a little bit, the lyrics kind of seal that a little bit. Because, out of this world and past the sun, like, you put all your energy in this one place, and maybe it wasn't right, and maybe it's not what you thought.
Yeah. Well, I was going to say one of my favorite parts of the song is you made it through, but it's not what you thought, and then repeat it again, and the music just kind of hangs and then builds and builds into the last chorus. And I think that, like you're saying, that this is something I've been experiencing, like when I listen to it, is like, soon you're gone, like out of this world and past the sun. And like, it's kind of like a moment where you're just sort of floating, you're fully kind of like separate and distant from everything.
Yeah.
And then it's like you made it through, but it's not what you thought. So it's like you've made it through something difficult, or like just through in general, like to the next thing. But the next thing like isn't quite it's not ever going to be like exactly what you wanted, or like the exact remedy to all the woes of the previous thing. It's just going to be something new. It's not going to be what you thought. And I think that is like, could be like a bit of a frustrating thing to acknowledge, but also is such an important thing to acknowledge, of like,
yeah, well, because
on to the next.
Because I think to me it's like, maybe you're putting all of your energy in the wrong places. Or maybe you put all your energy into a place and it didn't really grow into what you thought it would. And, it's like kind of like your compassionate nudge to like, like stop being so stubborn and just like.
For sure. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Just move through. Like, yeah. That's a lot of life, is just kind of like moving along.
Yeah, I don't know. I feel like sometimes I write music like this, and then my friend recently like showed me a song about like a cat that lives in an alley, and it's great. It's like
yeah.
I don't know. I think that like maybe like a place I'm getting at is like it's very fun to try and be deep and introspective, and maybe that's where I like try and go to, but like maybe I should start writing music that's about like,
I think you're doing exactly what you need to be doing. I think you could do both. You could write a beautiful song about a cat in an alley, or you could write a song about all this complexity that we've just been picking through bit by bit.
Yes.
They're both amazing. They're both interesting. And if anything, I would say like you could then make a song about the most simple thing, and we could talk for even longer than we just talked about this, about an even simpler song, That's the beauty of music and art, is like so much is in the eye of the beholder, or the ear of the beholder. And like even just realizing in our conversation, like what I am taking away from the song, the things it's evoking for me, and like how it's, relating to me and my experiences, is very different from you as the writer, and from anyone else, all of the millions and legions of Green Street podcast fans that are going to listen to this. It's different for all of us. So, yeah. Okay, so just on the logistical side, just some of the, cool aspects that made this song come together. The instrumentation, it's basically just keys, strings, and vocals as far as I know, right?
Yes.
So how was that recording process? Where did everything get done, and how many sessions was it? What was the vibe of all that?
I think what led me to record this song specifically is that there are no drums in it. Drums are a really tricky instrument to record.
Yeah, they are.
Yeah. And you know, like I'm dipping my toes in at this point, like wanting to make something that sounds, you know, up to like a certain level of recording quality. I don't know, drums just make me like, I'm so fascinated by them, but I also sometimes they make me want to like blow my head off.
Story of my life. Story of my life. Yeah.
Yeah. I bet this speaks to you even more than it speaks to me.
Big time. Yeah.
But anyways, because of that, I really just started recording the piano. The piano isn't even to a click track.
Wow. Yeah.
Yeah, it's a song in 6/8, which I think is a really flowy time signature.
Yeah.
I feel like 6/8 feels like less like rigid and structured in that way.
Yeah.
I don't know. And I think it kind of like fits a lot of the themes that we were talking about earlier. So I started with just piano. It's a grand piano that I have access to at Princeton, which is honestly, like, it's so nice the amount of pianos I'm surrounded by there.
That's sweet. Yeah.
Yeah. And
that's one of the biggest things I miss about music school is just like practice rooms with pianos and classrooms with pianos. Like the amount of times I was just bored and like sat down at a piano for like 25 minutes and like just could play.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. But like it was a nice piano I had access to. I don't know how into the nitty-gritty this should get.
As much as you want.
Yeah, the piano itself was recorded with these like classical mics from Earthworks.
Ooh.
They're omnidirectional, so they kind of just pick up everything. They're just like really they're really to the point. Like they don't color the sound very much. They kind of just pick up whatever it is you're recording, and if it has a beautiful sound, you will hear the beautiful sound. Yeah, and so it was piano first, and then after that, it got to the point where I'm trying to remember if I recorded upright bass or violins first. I honestly don't remember, but it was just a process of going to like random places that I had access to record 2 different violinists and an upright bass player. It was a lot of just like putting things together, like, you know, being like, all right, I'm going to record something today and I don't know what it's going to be, but I'm going to record something and we'll see what comes out of it. So it like I feel like the editing made the song sound like it was all really methodical, but behind the scenes it was like a lot of patchwork.
Yeah.
Yeah, so it was piano, then strings, and then vocals at the end. Yeah.
Gotcha.
So it was like I was laying the beginning foundation, me playing piano, then the string players coming in, adding all of the color to it, and then the vocals were like a final touch.
Yeah. Well, it sounds absolutely amazing. Lately, I've been not listening to very much music at all, period, because I've just been working on a lot of stuff. So when I do listen to music, I kind of want to listen to music that I have more of a personal connection with, like music by my friends. And your song has been one that's been in heavy rotation. Because I relate more to it because I know you well as a person. And then also it just sounds so beautiful. Like the intro piano lick, just from the beginning, I'm kind of hooked in. And I do feel like I'm in a world sonically that's very like soft and comfortable.
Yeah.
And I love the strings. I love the harmonies. I also love how relatively sparing the harmony is. Like you could have done like way more, I think, as far as like what lines have a harmonized vocal. But I think it's perfect. It's like the perfect dose. Yeah.
Because I think like with a lot of arranging things, like you can kind of keep going forever.
Yeah.
Where it's like, you know, like I could have added a cello and a viol, and I could have added instrument after instrument, and it comes to a point where it's like, how much is enough, and how much is actually like. I think it's also like, I mean, strings are beautiful, and they have a specific like quality to them, but it's like less about like the instrument itself, and it's like, what is the instrument actually doing, or what is this one little vocal line doing, and it's like, okay, like I want to highlight things don't repeat or something. So that's like the one thing that I'm going to add backup vocals to. It's a lot of like taking things away.
Yeah.
Where it's like, what is the most important thing about this? And how will I use whatever arrangement I'm doing to highlight that? Instead of kind of focusing on like how big and grand it can be.
Yeah.
you know.
Music can be really more like sculpting sometimes, where like you have your raw materials, you want to get a lot of options, and then you want to like fine tune it and like basically cut away what's not needed. You want to have more than you need, and then like sculpt from there, essentially.
Yeah. Like if you can't explain to yourself like, why is this track or this one thing that it's doing, why is it important? If you kind of fumble for a second, it's like, well, maybe it's not, and maybe you need to hit delete, or maybe
get it out of here.
Maybe not delete, maybe mute. If you like,
yes, and see like, and then you're like, actually, no, I don't need that. Yeah. And then you hit delete.
Eventually.
Yeah. No, it is.
Depends how decisive you are.
That can be. Oh boy.
But
music.
Yes.
It's a crazy thing.
Green Street Podcast.
Green Street Pod, legendary business. Someday it's going to be like, we started in Finn's kitchen. And we're still in Finn's kitchen.
But maybe there will be like a banner on the...
Yeah, the progress.
You know,
progress.
Yes.
So you also kind of had a really strong visual marketing identity for the single. Flowery art that came along with it, I think, was very evocative and fit really well. So yeah, talk a little bit about like how you got that art, and you did some cool, like you did a lyric video that came out, and what was the visual sides of this release like?
The visual side of it, it started with the cover art. The lyric video came a little bit later. For the cover art, it kind of felt like the things that I was speaking about. Like, I didn't want it to just be like my face. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
How like
yeah. No, for sure.
How some people just like, and I think that's great. Like I don't think there's anything wrong with putting your face on your album. Like, you know, you made it. Like, obviously, that's, you know, you want to show who you are. But I think that like I wanted it to be like a world where like I was maybe like channeling these ideas, but like I was a little bit more in the background.
I like that.
Than just having like my face there for everybody to see.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. I think that just like we said, like the song itself, it's soft and it's gentle, and I think flowers are like a really soft and gentle.
Definitely. Yeah.
Visual to go along with that. For the cover art, there's like a hand, and it's holding flowers, and the flowers are like they're like wilting a little bit. Yeah, I think I just like wanted that to, you know, to show like maybe like the hopelessness that maybe the song started in, that like I'm trying to like help myself and other people get out of a little bit with the song. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, the visuals do so much, and I think it like helps to give the song an identity, and I think that it was really, really strong for this release, and definitely a great kind of like first introduction to the Belle Hampton universe, which I think is still kind of shrouded in some mystery, and that's a good thing.
Yes.
Like, you know, keeping the Belle Hampton voice a little bit like not too wrapped up yet in like a person.
Yeah.
Yeah.
For now. Yeah.
Yeah. More to come.
Yeah, there's more.
More to come.
And I think, I think that in a way, like having my like not really having like my face be a part of it as much was almost a way of like testing the waters with the first song.
Yeah.
You know?
It's a very defining thing.
Yeah.
And yeah, I mean, it's like, but it's also just completely at your own discretion of how you like want your career to be, and how much of a like, you know, there's bands that wear masks or have different ways of like presenting themselves because they, you know, value wanting the music to represent more of them than, you know, their personal identity. And I think already like, you know, Belle Hampton is an alter ego. So that's kind of like already sort of stepping into a more creative space of like, this isn't just like me as a citizen of the world.
Yeah.
Just a normal person making music, but this is like a conceptual exploration of something that's beyond just you as like a person
person.
on paper and government documents.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay, the fridge is on.
Oh.
So yeah, I'll do our little outro. But I think we've got, speaking of sculpting from raw materials, we've got like
Yes.
a lot.
We do have a lot of
A lot of materials here.
materials.
Alrighty, so in conclusion, just wrapping up here with, like I said, the great and powerful, mega talented Belle Hampton. Just one of my personal favorite people to listen to. She only has one song out, so you know, for the rest of the world, they're just catching up one song at a time. But for me, I've been hearing Belle play her music for a long time now, for about 3 years, and it's just been such an absolute joy. Yeah, I just want to tell everyone from the bottom of my heart to go stream this song. It's called We've Been Waiting by Belle Hampton, and you can find it on all streaming services. That's We've Been Waiting, Belle Hampton. Her Instagram is Belle Hampton Music. YouTube is Belle Hampton Music, and the lyric video that we mentioned earlier is up on that YouTube channel. So definitely go check that out for some really beautiful imagery that comes along with the song. It's a really amazing and exciting debut from an artist with just so much potential and so much pure creative light and spirit, and it's just the beginning. It's truly just the beginning. So everybody go stream the song. From Finn Green and Belle Hampton, sending all the best wishes out there into the world. This has been another episode of the Green Street Podcast. Signing off. Peace.
Peace.